there is out there a deliberate undermining of mainstream media. There are the conspiracy theorists, there are the social media drivers who are trying to do everything they can to keep people in their little filter bubbles, to prevent people from actually agreeing on a common set of facts, the way, the CBC and CTV, when they were our only sources of news, used to project across the country at least a common understanding of things. Any government that chooses to step up and say, well, this is the mainstream view, will, if we're not careful, actually compromise those organizations as being mouthpieces for a mainstream view that people on the fringes are exactly. So how do we actually shift that? I think one of the ways you do it is create opportunities for strong, clear voices like yours, like this show, to be a source of news where people are actually drawing on real conversations and evidence-based presentation and thoughtful exposition and investigation where necessary. Like there are massive changes that need to happen in our media landscape, and government can try and create conditions and incentives for it to happen. But ultimately, it does come down to Canadians saying, you know what, I don't want to accept the encrafication of news. And quite frankly, the number of followers you have, the number of great podcasts people are out there getting their news from, the way people are consuming their stories from around the world in more thoughtful ways, that is a good thing. But where it's lacking is that local content, is the stories about the closure of this street that's going to cause trouble in this neighborhood. As soon as you get to a certain size, as soon as you have audience across the country, you can't spend a lot of time on what's happening down at the end of Main Street in your community. Figuring out how to invest and support local journalists telling local stories that both fit into people's relevant lives, but also make sense of the big picture in ways that resonate with them, the better off we are. So we're working on that. We're trying to make sure that Facebook, Google is going to, Facebook is still choosing to be bad guys about this and say, oh, we have no responsibility for what's on our platform. And that's bull. We all know that. But they have making gazillions of dollars in profits and don't feel any responsibility towards the democracies that actually allow them to be successful because people are free to share their opinions. Like these are things that are much bigger conversations than any one government can actually have. But we're part of it. We're having conversations about it. We're trying to fix it. We're putting money towards local independent media. We're going to continue to try and make sure that Canadians understand the importance of not being fooled by misinformation, by disinformation, develop their own critical skills to resist that sort of stuff, and highlight and come on shows like yours where people are asking tough questions and challenging people to actually reveal their own core thoughts and figure out whether or not we're going in the right direction as a country or not.